Welcome to Blissfully Aging. I'm your host, Chris Stewart of Advanced Home Care Solutions. I'll be hosting this 7-episode mini-series in which we'll be visiting with older adults who are living life to the fullest. We'll be exploring the ways that these folks are engaged in these diverse pursuits and finding out what keeps them involved. We'll be talking with seniors who are healers, swimmers, runners, entrepreneurs, performers, and artists. The purpose of this mini-series is to show others that it's never too late to take up activities. We'll see how they've moved away from the stereotypes generally associated with growing older. These folks know that staying active and engaged is one of the many keys to longevity. So let's visit with them and see what inspiring adventures they have to share with us. Welcome to Blissfully Aging's Graceful Transition episode. In this episode, we're going to be discovering what older adults do to stay safe and have a quality-filled life as they grow older. We'll be visiting today with two guests, Doug Watson of Fernbrae Manor and Heather Brown, who has a newly minted Masters of Arts degree. Doug Watson has been involved in the housing industry for many years. He found that he had an affinity for seniors who were choosing new housing, and he became very proficient at helping them make decisions that they and their families were happy with. He's much loved at Fernbrae in his role as marketing director. Our second guest is Heather Brown. She recently graduated from UBC Okanagan's Master of Arts in Integrated Studies. Her thesis focused on the challenges that seniors in Kelowna face in selecting and staying in suitable housing, especially housing that's affordable. Her passion for seniors and their housing issue clearly shines through in her brilliant work in this thesis. Let's visit with these two folks and see what they're doing to improve the lives of seniors in the Okanagan Valley. Hi there, we're here today visiting with Heather Brown for the Graceful Transitions episode. Now, Heather has taken a Masters of Arts program at University of BC in the Okanagan. And she's done this thesis, and it's called Aging Gracefully, and it was a study on seniors and housing. And what we're looking at in this episode is what seniors can do to make changes or to adapt to their changing needs as they age. So Heather, can you tell me what your thesis was about?
My thesis was about, I interviewed a number of stakeholders in the housing industry, as well as senior homeowners and senior renters, completed surveys that I had drawn up for them. We addressed their search for affordable housing in Kelowna, aging in place, what they were looking for, what areas they're looking for, what concerns, what barriers they had, what challenges. And I found essentially affordability was ranked at the top. Kelowna is one of the most unaffordable cities in Canada.
I have heard that.
Is behind Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, Victoria. It's fifth most expensive housing in market.
Mm.
The city of Kelowna is regarded as an aging city. 19% of the population are over 65 years and over.
Oh, it's that high.
It is,
Okay.
and it is growing.
Okay. I guess
So-
there are a lot of seniors who come to Kelowna just to retire.
To retire,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
One of the questions asked of the seniors was if they knew anybody who was planning to come to Kelowna, what would they recommend to them?
Oh,
And they-
interesting.
And some of the answers were to do a lot of research.
Okay.
Find out what you're looking for. In fact, if people want to move to Kelowna, probably first step they should take is to rent for about a year to find out,
Right.
are they in the right area?
Mhm.
Kelowna, are they close to amenities? Are they close to the hospital? Is the housing that they're living in adaptable for them as they age?
Right, and so let's talk about that for a moment. So we all know as we get older, our needs for support and services increase as well in
Right.
most cases. I do know folks who are in their 90s and living at home alone and doing quite well, but that's the rarity. So it's easy to understand, and it's basically inarguable that most people will require more services and help in their homes. So what are some of the things a senior should be thinking about as they're advancing in age when they're in their own home? What are some of the concerns they might have, and what are some of the options for them?
One of the things that seniors should consider, even buying their own home, is the house adaptable for as they age?
And what does that mean exactly?
Do you have a bedroom and bathroom on the main floor?
Oh,
If you live in a
right.
two-story house,
Sure.
how are you going to get around if your bedroom and bathroom are upstairs?
Upstairs, okay.
The fixtures in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
are they put in place as you age or need more help?
Well, I know grab bars is a pretty
They're
important
very common.
safety device to have in bathrooms of older people. And I also know of one gent who lives alone in a big house. His bedroom is upstairs, but how his family has adapted it to his needs is they've turned his formal dining room into his bedroom. And so it's protected from view from the front door when one walks in. But most of his living is done on the main floor. And when he needs a shower in his own bedroom upstairs, his own bathroom upstairs, he's taken up there by caregivers. They assist him up and down the stairs. So I guess that's one way that people can adapt their homes.
Certainly, they're making it work.
Right.
And another thing, as people get older, they need more help around the house. They need help in the yard.
Sure they do.
So make a plan as you're getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out what you need, where you need help. If you need health care coming into your home,
Mm-hmm.
put that in place.
Okay.
People really need the support of their families as well.
So they can either live at home and have these supports brought in, or they can move to some other kind of housing, I guess, that's got some of these things that they might need. So assisted living is a term we hear a lot about. Perhaps that's one choice. But for the adult that does just want to stay at home, as you say, it's important the home be adaptive,
Yes.
so that it can be changed to meet their needs, to have support there. What else would they require to stay at home? We've talked about adapting it, making sure there are safety devices around, moving the bedroom downstairs,
Right.
and making sure that they don't have to climb stairs at all. What else would they possibly need to stay at home safely?
Some people may feel that they need to put a security system in place.
Oh, of course, that makes sense. You mean like an alarm
An
system?
alarm system.
Okay. And there's also the personal safety devices one of them is called Lifeline.
Right.
I think Philips has another one, I'm not sure of the name, but Lifeline is commonly used around this town, I know.
Yes.
So that's one of the ways that they could stay at home and be safer.
A lot of seniors felt that they want to be close to amenities, whether it's the grocery store, their doctor, or the hospital.
Okay.
And many people want to live in the central part of Kelowna
Okay.
because they're close to everything.
Well, I saw in your thesis that you had looked at the age of seniors and where they're all clustered in Kelowna, and if I saw the table correctly, I believe there are 19% of people who live downtown that are seniors. Is that right? Did I get
There's
the number
quite a
pretty
number.
close?
There's downtown, Central, Mission, Pandosy, Rutland, Glenmore, but it seems to be there's a growing number living in the core center of downtown.
Right. And so one of the names on your thesis is called Aging Gracefully.
Right.
So I think that's a great name that you came up with. That's a wonderful way to look at it. You used another term in your thesis. It was called aging in place. So that's pretty much what we've been talking about, right?
Yes.
So aging in place, can you tell me a little bit more about what that means?
Aging in place is a relatively new concept. It allows someone as they get older to live in their own home or own community as long as they want to. And as long as the support systems are in place, they can do that.
Oh, that's great. I run across many clients who say, I made my kids promise they would never put me in a nursing home. I want to stay at home forever.
Right.
So it sounds like those clients need to have some strategies that they develop with their family and their support network to do to age in place at home, right?
Definitely.
And we've talked about some of those strategies. Right. So what other tips do you have for an adult who is an older adult who wants to stay in their own home? Other than get services in, make sure your home is safe, maybe get an alarm system. Any other tips, any other things to think about, any concerns?
A lot of seniors suggested that as long as seniors remain active and independent, they're happier. They're happier in their home.
Right.
They felt that moving away from their home can be stressful and upsetting, and everybody likes to be comfortable in their own surroundings.
Right.
One item that came up in this whole research that I wasn't expecting was the issue of transportation.
Oh.
As seniors get older, many of them lose their ability to drive, and if you're living in a far-off part of Kelowna, you may find transportation difficult to get around.
There you go. Right.
So that's
City bus
probably
service may not be out there.
Yeah.
I know the Handy Dart, you have to book it 24 hours in advance. And a cab, if you're living on the outskirts of town, would be pretty expensive. So it sounds like selecting the housing where that's located, that's pretty darn important. You mentioned in your thesis that there's a certain percentage threshold of how much people should be spending on their housing. I think you said 30%.
People should not really spend more than 30% of their income on housing.
Okay.
That is the affordability marker.
Right.
Anyone spending more than 50% are basically living in core housing need and are at risk of becoming homeless.
Oh.
And now in the paper this week, we read about there's a lot of rental units that people are paying more than 50% right now. So the key is to know whether or not something's affordable is if you're paying less than 30% of your gross income, then that would be
And it's all relative too. So is there enough affordable housing for seniors in Kelowna?
The survey, the study that I did says no, there isn't.
Okay, so what can be done about that? We
What
have a
can be done?
newly elected mayor and council.
We do.
Is that a place for concerned citizens to turn to about the lack of affordable seniors housing?
Essentially, the municipal government is a gatekeeper of our community plan.
Oh, okay.
So provided that as they move forward with our community plans, they build more affordable housing for seniors.
Okay.
As seniors is one of the fastest growing age cohorts in Kelowna. That's something to really consider.
So for anyone who was concerned, I guess they should speak to the city planning department or the mayor and council
Definitely.
about their concerns about having more affordable housing for seniors.
I think as the years move forward, seniors will have a bigger voice in Kelowna for housing.
Right, yes.
I'm hoping.
What other tips can you give seniors who are wondering if their home is the right place for them to be? Should they sell? Should they stay? Any last tips?
I think it comes down to seniors. Are they happy in their home? And do they want to stay there? Do they have a support system in place to allow them to do so or
Right.
enable them to? And if they are going to move, really do a lot of research onto the area or the type of housing they may want to move to. That is definitely what they want in
Okay.
the long run.
Well, those are really good tips. Well, I found your thesis extremely fascinating, and I hope that you continue on in your studies.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thanks for being with us here today, Heather. It's been a great pleasure to talk to you. Welcome back. We're here today with Doug Watson of Fernbrae Manor. Doug, you're the Marketing and Sales Director at Fernbrae. Can you tell me what this job consists of? What do you do here?
Well, thanks for having me, Chris. My job is to market the community such that we can invite the new residents that we've been successful in the last couple of years to fill up the building. And it's quite easy in the steps that we do. The tours are very comfortable. We're a very down-home community, grassroots, and the tours become family. By the time they're finished a tour with us, they're family, they feel it, and the kids are happy. So.
Well, I've heard a lot of great things about Fernbrae Manor over the years. I've had a number of clients in the building, and I'm sure greeted warmly when I come here.
Yeah.
So what kind of a building is this? This is called assisted living, right?
Independent and assisted living.
Okay.
Independent would be self-explanatory. The assistance comes from outside. Right now, we probably have a half dozen care aides in the building doing different scheduled events with the residents.
Okay.
They have the ability to hire private authorities, private health people to come in,
Okay.
if so need be, and that just kind of keeps them here and happy for as long as they can.
So what kind of person would be interested in coming into an assisted living building?
Well, we've had them from coming straight out of Cottonwoods, where the doctor or the care aides have said, you cannot go home, you must go into a facility like this. And then we have them that the dad or mom is in the basement suite of the kids' house, and they're lonely, and the kids are working and doing the best to look after them, but there's that sociability lacking, and the kids promote it. A lot of times the adults or the dads and moms, they agree. They come in and they feel warm, and sometimes it's overwhelming for them, but they seem to nurture it seems to nurture into a nice family feeling.
Nice. Well, the big theme of our program is about getting older adults engaged and involved and doing something and being happy about the things that they do every day. Now, I've seen your activity board, and it looks pretty busy, and there's so many interesting things there. What kinds of activities do you offer to folks who live here?
They're scheduled events, most of them. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but we're doing bingo tonight.
There is bingo here.
We have the 3 to 4 nights, and it's full up there. We do the exercises Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have scheduled outings with the Fernbrae bus. We go to the Jamboree. We took them on a cruise on the lake. We go to a winery. There's scheduled events for them. We take them shopping on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The interior, there's the bingo, as I said. There's a really special time that I really enjoy on Friday afternoon between 3 and 4. We used to have 25 to 30 residents just enjoying themselves up there. We were playing horse racing, maybe some card games. There's beverages served, but they really got to light in the last year or two. We have 60 to 70 people.
60 to 70
60
people?
to 70 people.
So is
come
that
on a
all
Friday.
residents?
No,
or?
that's the nice part about it. It's the family and friends that show up.
Okay.
They show up as opposed to standing in the middle of a room or sitting saying, how was your day today?
Right.
They're intermingling with the residents and the residents' new friends, and it's really a nice scene. I love to just go up there and say hi to everyone at that time. So
It sounds like there's a lot of things for people to get involved in here, so it would be easy if you had moved in here and you were thinking about maybe just settling into your armchair and doing nothing but that. I bet there are so many activities you couldn't possibly think of just staying in your armchair in your room.
You're right. They start there.
They start there.
And sometimes they're quite happy to do that.
Okay.
But in the end, they've befriended their neighbor. That neighbor's going to knock on their door. They either have a coffee with them or end up down here with them doing
And
something.
encourage them to get out and get involved?
Yeah, that's right. It's
Wow, that's pretty terrific.
yeah, we really enjoy it. It's family.
Well, it sure does seem like a friendly place. So there are a number of other assisted living places, I think, in Kelowna, are there not?
Yes, there are. There are a variety of them.
Okay.
Depends on the area. Again, we have a nice down-home feeling here.
Right.
They have they're situated all over Kelowna, and it's growing.
Okay.
Then, of course, you can go to the extended level as well. That's another step in this type of living.
Extended care,
Extended
right.
care, that's
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you've got a great building with a lot of fun activities, and I can't imagine how anyone could even stay settled into their armchair living here. There are too many fun things to do.
Well, my wife says, for a fact, I'll be living here someday.
Oh,
and I think
that's
I will.
wonderful.
Yeah.
What a compliment.
My dad taught me the old songs back in the day. He taught me the polka and the two-step, so I have as much fun as anybody around here. So.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Nice. Well, thanks for speaking with me today, Doug. I've always enjoyed coming to Fernbrae. It's a great place. And obviously, you're very happy here, helping people stay active and involved.
Yes.
And that's really what we're all about, is finding ways to help people stay active and involved.
Great. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks for visiting with me today.
Thank you.